What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over everything you need to know about the Fortnite x My Hero Academia collab. All these items and skins just dropped today, so I'm going to go over the items, the skins, and how you want to play against the Deku Smash Mythic, because there is a new Mythic that functions very similar to the Kamehameha from the Dragon Ball Z collab. If you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful or informative, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and consider using code EvolveJake in the item shop when buying any skins or any of these My Hero skins. It's underneath the webcam at all times. So with this collab, we got 4 skins. I'm not even going to attempt to say their names because I'm not going to be able to, but we got 4 skins, 2 emotes, and 4 pickaxes. So a fair amount of content, and I'm sure if you're someone who likes the show, it's awesome to see these characters in game. We got the Deku Smash Mythic, and this is essentially a reskinned Kamehameha. It functions a little bit different because it has like 2 blasts and you kind of go forward after you use it, but it's very similar to the Kamehameha. Like, it has like the slow charge up animation where you're kind of just doing nothing. And then once that is complete, you're putting out massive damage, and anybody in your way is probably going to get killed really easily. And then, like the Dragon Ball collab, there are special supply drops around the map that will have like a character from the show to indicate them, and that is where you get this. And then there's also a chance for any vending machine on the map to spawn as like a My Hero vending machine and sell this item in any given match. And it's only 1 item. So the Dragon Ball Z collab had the Nimbus Cloud and the Kamehameha. This doesn't have the Nimbus Cloud or anything like the Nimbus Cloud. It's just the Deku Smash Mythic, which is very similar to the Kamehameha if you played during Chapter 2, Season 3. And then there's also a Hero Training Gem TDM creative map. You'll be able to find it in the game mode selection fairly easily. It's presented like top of that next to the Mr. Beast game mode. And this is just an 8v8 TDM from my understanding, and it takes place somewhere in the show. I'm sure, once again, if you like the show, it's really cool to see like that setting in Fortnite. But that is it for this collab, and now I'm going to talk about my thoughts on the Deku Smash Mythic and how you want to play against it, because I feel like some people are going to struggle based on like previous interactions I've seen with players with the Kamehameha. So this, like I said, it's very similar to the Kamehameha, and I think a lot of people overrate it, like how they overrated the Kamehameha, because they try to race the person before they get it off. I don't know what it is, but a lot of players see someone going into that animation, and they're like, oh, I really need to kill this guy before he gets it off. And I don't think that is a good play unless you already had the player very weak. Like, if you tag them like 100 plus damage or so, and then they go into the animation, like, sure, you could probably kill them before they get it off. But if you have no damage on the person at all, and even sometimes if you do have damage on them, you're basically opting into a situation where if you don't kill them before they start blasting, you are going to die. It's like a huge 50-50, and I don't think it's worth taking unless you already have the person very weak. And like I said, even sometimes when you do have them weak, you'll still die because of this, because you might be out of ammo from previously shooting at them, or just like for whatever reason, the character model like animations has seemed like really bugged this chapter so far for myself, and I've seen other people complain about this as well. And I had times today when I was playing where like someone went into this animation and it was like really laggy, and before I could even like find them or see them properly and start shooting them, I was already taking damage. So like in the event there's some weird mishap with the animations, you might not be able to out DPS the person before they kill you. And like I said, I just, if you think that you are the better player and you'll win a normal fight, and I would assume that's the mindset a lot of people have when they're complaining about this sort of thing being busted, is that they think under normal conditions they would win. And if that is the case, don't opt into that damage race. Just reposition while they're using it and then fight them when it's on cooldown. So just like the Kamehameha last chapter, what I recommended was whenever someone Kamehameha'd, you just hit your Nimbus glider and then exist in the air while they're using this, and then fight them once their thing is on cooldown, or once they're done putting out the blast. And that is going to be the same thing I recommend with this. So when you hear someone go into the animation, because there is a very loud audio cue, use your hammer, use your shockwave hammer, and just start moving away from wherever you are. Try to get behind them. They can spin around. It doesn't seem like they're as limited as they were with the Kamehameha as far as moving their character goes, but just get a large distance between where you were when they started using it and where you are like once the damage is going out, and you will survive. And you only need to buy a very small fraction of time, because it only puts out damage for a small period of time. So any ability you have to throw their aim off makes it much easier for you to survive this blast. So the Mythic Hammer, I feel like, sorry, not the Mythic Hammer, the Shockwave Hammer is the hard counter to this item, I think. And I talked about this on stream today, and some people were like, but what if I didn't want to carry a hammer? Like, if you weren't carrying a hammer in Chapter 4, I feel like you have bigger problems, or some form of mobility. If you prefer the Shockwave Bow, that's fine. but odds are this season you probably want to carry some form of mobility regardless. So having an extra reason to carry the mobility that you were already going to carry, I don't think is that big of a deal. If you didn't have a hammer, pretty much everybody you encounter was just going to run away from you using a hammer or immediately get on you with a hammer and start meleeing you. Like, the hammer is just very integral to the game right now. Pretty much everything revolves around the hammer in Chapter 4, or the shockwave bow for people who prefer that playstyle with the shockwave oriented augments, or like the bow oriented augments. So I think no matter what, you were going to carry some form of mobility this chapter, and mobility is the hard counter to this item. And I even had some times where it was early on in the game and I hadn't obtained a hammer yet, and people use this, and I just sprinted to like the side of where I was, and they weren't able to hit me. So like, if you could just buy a very small period of time using your sprint or any mobility item that exists in the game, I don't think this thing is too hard to play against. I think the main problem that a lot of players run into is they see that animation and they really want to get that free kill, and so they kind of like fall into that trap, and then they don't get the kill before the person kills them, and then they complain that it's overpowered. But I think there's a very easy counter to this item, and that is just to not fall into that trap and not try to out DPS the person unless, you know, you already had so much damage on them going into it that it's not even cutting it close, you know. But that is going to be it for this video. As far as using it goes, it's quite good, especially in squads. I could see it being beneficial because there's a lot more chaos, so it's easier for you to get it off. If you have someone camping in a building and you want to destroy that, camping behind a rock or trees or whatever, it's very good for destroying a lot of structures, bushes. It's very good for that sort of thing. Personally, it doesn't really fit my playstyle, and I haven't used it at all. And then like the Kamehameha, when that was in the game, I never used it. I just used the Nimbus Cloud. So that is going to be it for this video. Just like the Dragon Ball Z collab, use your mobility to counter this item. Don't try to race it, and you'll have a much better time. If you guys found this helpful and informative, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more. Use code EvolveJake in the item shop if you would like to when getting these My Hero skins, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Cooldown, so I couldn't push off that 65 damage. There we go. That's pretty interesting that happened though, because like if you guys weren't here endgame last time, like I had such a good spot that the other player couldn't win, and I was trying to explain that that's basically what they needed to do. They just didn't do it, and then we get to like it just immediately happens in this game here. And I don't think there's anybody else on this side. Like, this hill kind of stinks, because if there was anybody over there, they could easily flank you. But I think, like, we wasted enough of that guy's time that if there was somebody else in position to do that, they probably would have done it. I mean, if you hit clip, it's fine. It should confirm it no matter what. And even if it's not, like, perfectly trimmed, it puts, like, a little bookmarker on the thing, which makes it, like, easy for me to find it later on, and it's like easier to edit it in post. Like if I ask you guys to clip anything, you just hit clip and confirm. You don't have to like worry about being like super specific about it. You sent me a link? Okay, thank you. I want this tree to no longer exist. We have 4 opponents remaining. At least 2 are down there. Nice. There's 2 in front of me here. There's one player that we don't know where they are. That's Dirty Dan. Where's Pinhead Larry? That was such an awkward encounter. What's up, Levi? But, like I said, that fight was won on the fight versus the chicken. That's just the way it goes. Zone is dog for everyone? Yeah. I'm just kind of lucky that fighting that chicken took an hour, so I was, like, decently sure no one would come behind me. If there was somebody sitting up there the entire time that didn't shoot that chicken in the back, I would have been irritated. Because we were fighting that chicken for, like, a solid amount of time. Like, I waited, like, for 4 hammer charges to come back, pretty much.